How's it going, Guardians? It is your boy Turkey here at SGN Hub, bringing you a different video, and it's really just a topic that I really don't see being spoken about too much in the Destiny 2 community, and this is something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is going to be the bubble, the Ward of Dawn for the Void subclass on the Titan. I feel like this super has really faded into obscurity given a lot of the new options that we have in the sandbox. And of course, prismatic is really fun. You get like triple consecration slams and tons of things that they're, in terms of build crafting that you're able to do. But I very much am a fan of the classic gameplay, the FPS, the classic style where you provide some type of utility to your team. And that Weapons of Light bubble, I think, was one of the cooler ways to show that you're being supportive, especially on the Titan. They gutted this super, I'm not exactly sure when, but it was in one of the earlier articles. I sure probably could go back and look at the exact date, but that's not necessary. But in the article, they state that it no longer provides Weapons of Light by default, and this behavior had been moved to the benefits of the Helm of Saint 14. And I had gotten my hopes up thinking that, well, if they move the functionality of the 30% buff to Saint 14, maybe it would apply to the edge of action, and unfortunately it didn't. And I feel like this has only lessened the need or the pick rate of the bubble, especially in PvE. For some reason, they seem to have gutted a lot of I guess both of the support supers in the game, one being Well of Radiance, which is still viable, but also the bubble. I very rarely am seeing a Titan rock the bubble, let alone Helm of Saint 14. And this exotic is very near and dear to my heart, honestly. So it's not like I'm bashing them for putting something on Saint 14. I feel like maybe extending the functionality and the interaction between the only other thing that has a shared interaction, the edge of action, probably would have been the better play, rather than relegating it to simply the Helm of Saint 14. I really enjoyed using the bubble in PvE, especially in Destiny 1, not only because of the weapon damage it provided, but also how the stacking, the stacking of the Armor of Light. Well of Radiance provides, yes, healing over time, but the bubble itself was a safe haven, so you weren't able to just stand there and shoot out of it with your gun sticking part way out like you are with like a Well of Radiance where you're just constantly taking damage. So there was a reason that somebody would run bubble and a reason that somebody would run a well. I am appreciative of the fact that the Ward of Dawn can now actually give you some Orbs of Light, provided if you're able to take some enemies out via melee damage, or if you have, the overshield near the bubble, and it has a trickle-down effect of the overshield. But I feel like that gutting of the damage boost and just putting it simply on Saint 14 was a really bad choice. And it's just the class identity thing that I've spoken about in early videos. I like the idea of a class being able to do a specific thing and not having the perpetual Swiss Army knife. And some may disagree with that, and I'm not sure. Maybe I'll hear that in the comments. I feel like as time has went on with Destiny, like I mentioned, we got things like Strand, Behemoth, Prismatic, and all of the things that come with that in terms of build crafting and all the theory crafting. But it seems like the original subclasses kind of, I wouldn't say got left behind, because they did upgrade them with the verbs. They had Void 2.0 or 3.0 and all that jazz, and the point .0s. I'm not really exactly sure the numerical value. I play and experience all of them. But I feel like when Prismatic came out, the changes that were made to the original classes were relatively minuscule. But being somebody that's been playing Titan a lot and experienced Titan in D1, I wish they would revisit this and potentially even revert it, or just look at a way to maybe revive the bubble, simply because that damage buff being taken away to an exotic that really already had a very low pick rate just was not the play. Like I said, if you feel different, let me know in the comments. This is just a topic I wanted to bring back up, and I hope that Bungie hears it or sees this, or sees the pick rate of the Saint 14 and potentially looks into making those changes. But other than that, it's been your boy Turk here at SGN. Peace.